Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our next guest is an award-winning filmmaker and photographer that, well, she decided to write a children's book surrounding Black boys, their identity, history, and purpose in the world. I Am a Phenomenal Black Boy. It's the title of her book that serves as a mirror for young Black boys by centering them as heroes of their own stories while also defying societal stereotypes. Joining us to tell us more, we welcome author Francesca Andre. Oh my gosh, welcome.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited to identify you as an author.
It is quite exciting, yes.
The last time we had you on, we were discussing your film Charcoal, and
Yes.
I identify you as a photographer, videographer, cinematographer, and a filmmaker. And so this is very exciting, new chapter.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's talk about that leap and why you've decided to write a children's book.
So I had a very tough pregnancy, and then something devastating happened, which I'm not gonna go deeper into that. So when my son was born, um, just the journey into motherhood was challenging as well as rewarding. So I'm like, I'm a mother now, I'm embracing this new world, this new journey, and then a pandemic. Fear kicks in, I feel paralyzed, and then we start having all this protest and all these different things, like a shift was happening in the world. And my first reaction to it, my first response to it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm raising a boy. I can't believe I'm raising a Black boy in America or in this world, period. What am I going to do?
In this time, during this particular time.
But it's also knowing that this has been happening for so many years. I'm like, right. Are we gonna have like real change, right? Where if by the time he's like 6 years old, where am I gonna, well, not even 6, even younger than that, can I trust the people if I change to enroll him in a daycare, right? If those people don't share the same values and views that I share, right? Just based on what society has reflected back at me, right? So, and then I had to kind of like shift gear. I have to shift my mind and say, hey, I cannot let fear paralyze me. I need to take control of the narrative. They are saying that Black people are this way, Black men are this way, Black children are that way, Black women are that way, this and that. I'm like, it doesn't have to be my narrative. I say, I need to start right now. Right now, I can't even speak. So in the morning, I'll wake up, I will wash his eyes, I will wash his hands, and we will do affirmation.
How old is he?
He's 13 months old. So I was doing that when he was like 7 months, 6, 7 months. I started doing that. Having conversations with him, have him look in the mirror, saying things to him, the positive affirmation. So first I wrote a book called I Am Not Afraid to Shine. And the book has like very specific names, personal names from my family and my husband's family. And that's his own book. That book is not the only copy. My son has that copy. And then I said, I would like to do something that mothers or, fathers or parents or, relatives can read to young boys. That's when the idea of I'm a phenomenal Black boy. I have lots of other ideas, and I don't limit myself in terms of when they come to me, I embrace them and what form they come to me and when it's the time to release them. So this project was definitely that. So this is it. I'm a phenomenal Black boy because I want my son to know that he's a phenomenal Black boy.
Absolutely. It all begins with the declaration in language in which you're communicating. So what age range is this book for?
So I would say this is a book that from birth until 8 or 10, right? I made a joke to a friend of mine, an adult friend of mine. I said to him, listen, if your inner boy, your inner child needs healing, get that book as well. But this is, I would say, up to 10 years old, yeah.
And so it's interesting that you just mentioned that somebody who's an adult needing to, I guess, reconnect to their inner child and reviewing this book. Like, what was your intention within the storyline? Give us a little idea of what that journey is like within the book.
I wanted something that So I didn't want to, the whole superhero or the whole royal, even though the book cover, you see there's a prince and he has a crown and he's holding the world, he has the world in his hand. I didn't want it to be the kind of the typical prince look, right? At the same time, I said to myself, I wanted it to be a perfect stew. So we do have black boy. Everything I do
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
phenomenally, right? And we have
I'm sorry.
illustration that shows.
Francesca, give me 1 second. Could you just go back to where you said a perfect stew? You froze for a moment, and I want to hear what that was that you said after you said a perfect stew.
Yeah, so I wanted to have a perfect stew. I wanted to have a perfect stew. So a little bit of positive affirmation, history, education, and for them to also know about the ancestry, right? At the same time, in terms of the illustration, the concept, I didn't want black boys to, I wanted inclusion. So in one of the illustration, you see there are all types of black boys in terms of activities that they are doing, in terms of their skin tone, skin complexion, even hairstyle. I wanted, and we also have a boy, I don't know if I sent you that illustration, but I have the book. Let me look for it.
So you do different skin tones, right? You're doing different colors. It's just people of color. The different melanin.
But you see one in a wheelchair.
I see.
And they're doing different activities, and you see the scientists. So it was important for me to have something like that. Like boys doing normal things, black children remaining children, and the whole idea of them being heroes of their own stories. Because I know kids love stories about heroes. So I have that, and also have like a illustration where the boy is meditating next to him helping an older black woman. So it was important to show that black boys are phenomenal when they show empathy. Black boys are phenomenal when they read books and they love school. Black boys are phenomenal when they walk with their head high. Black boys are phenomenal when they help people, So black boys are phenomenal when they know their history, right? Black boys are phenomenal when they know how to tell their own stories, right? And claim and embrace their own stories. So that's kind of like what I really wanted for my son. And I put exactly that in the book.
That's wonderful. Or should I say, that's phenomenal.
That's phenomenal.
I love it. No, I love the purposefulness within your language. And I know, I know the intention, and this is a really challenging time that we're going through. And the way we embrace whatever is presenting itself is how we're going to come out. And absolutely. So it's absolutely important to feed your mind this kind of language.
I am definitely in the business of planting seeds, and that's what I'm going to do. And then there is I don't want to say surprise. I do have one coming for black girls.
Nice. So, we'll have to have you back on for that one. Thank you for being with us, Francesca.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Rhina. Thank you so much, Lindsay. And have a wonderful day, and please remain phenomenal.
I love it. Phenomenal mama, Francesca Andre.
Yeah.
Once again, you guys, I Am a Phenomenal Black Boy. The book is available on Amazon. And for more on Francesca, you can visit francescaandrephotography.com. Don't go anywhere. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.